Yep, we're going to put today's date. So it is 11 dash 30 dash 20. Okay, boys and girls, I need to turn off ready. It doesn't matter which color of book that you picked, but I want you to make sure that you have your name and today's date, 11-30-20. So, today, boys and girls, we are going to be practicing the beginning, middle, and end of a story. Do you guys remember when we did that with our silly book that I read to you guys a few weeks ago? Do you guys remember that funny book I read? It was this book right here, and it said, "One day, the end." One day, the end.
That was like the other day, remember?
Jose, I need you to mute, please. Okay. So I'm going to go through and read some of the pages from this story, and I want you guys to help by telling me the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. So if I call on you, I want you to help me out. Okay? For every story, there is a beginning and an end, but what happens in between makes all the difference. So that's that part right in the middle. One day I went to school. I came home. The end. So what happened at the beginning of this story right here from these two pages? What happened first? Went to school. First I went to school. And then it says I came home. The end. Now, we have a beginning. Let's go back to that page where it talked about beginning. We have a beginning, and we have an end. I came home. The end. But we don't know what happened right in the middle here, do we? He went to school, and then what happened? I don't know. And then he says, I came home. So this is that part, boys and girls, that we need to make sure that we include in our writing. So let's go to the next one and see what the next one says. One day, I lost my dog. I found him. The end. Okay, so the beginning of the story was that she lost her dog. And at the end, she found him. But we don't know what happened in the middle. Do you guys notice that in these stories? We're missing an important piece of our story. We don't have that middle piece. So what do you think we could add to this story to make it better? Bracket, can you help me out with this? So the beginning is that she lost her dog. And the end is that she found her dog. But we don't have an interesting part in the middle. What could we add to the story to make it interesting?
Like, I was scared.
I was scared, yeah. That would make me really scared if I lost my dog. So beginning would say, I lost my dog. Middle, I was scared. End, I found him. See how we need to add that middle piece? Let's do one more. One day I hid from my brother. He found me. The end. We need that middle piece here. So what could we add by using the pictures for this middle piece? Lucero, what could we add to our story? Beginning. One day I hid from my brother. End. He found me. What are we missing right here? Make sure you're ready when I call on you. Alexia, what could we add right here in the middle of our story? So this happened first, then we need something else to happen, and then we have the end. Where did she hide? Do you see where she's hiding? In a sleeping bag. Yeah, so we could say beginning. One day I hid from my brother. Middle, I was in my sleeping bag. End, he found me. So our job today, boys and girls, is to make sure that in our stories we have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So I want you to flip your book over really quick. And I want you to look here. We have beginning, middle, end. Eli, I'm going to be calling on you because I see you're playing with your microphone, so make sure that you're ready. Beginning. First, one day, or one time. A lot of our stories we can just start with the word first. And then we have middle. That's the middle part of our story. And then we have the end. So your job right now, boys and girls, is to open your book to your first page. And we're going to put a big B right here for beginning. This whole first page, boys and girls, is just the beginning of your story. Then we're going to put an M for middle and an E for end. So you're going to have the beginning of your story here with your sentence, something that happens in the middle of your story right here with one sentence, and the end with one sentence. We need to remember that when we are writing our stories that we check for all of your mechanics of your writing. So you need to start with a capital letter, use finger spaces, and end with punctuation. That could be a period, a question mark if you're asking a question, or an exclamation point if you're showing excitement. So, I want you guys to remember that, okay? Beginning, middle, end. So for my example today, I want to show you what I did this weekend. So I was riding my bike this weekend. So when I'm writing my story, I'm going to start by saying first, I got, got. Who can help me spell got? Go ahead and raise your hand. Lucero, thank you. Lucero, how do I spell got? G. Alison, can you help me? Got. G. Jose, I did not call on you. G. What letter? Do you see what letter I put? G. Ah. What letter says ah? Ah. Good job. First, I got my. Jose, will you help me spell my? Jose, can you help me out? Xander, can you help me spell my?
M-A. M-Y.
Awesome job. My. So I'm writing a story about riding my bike. So first I got my bike. Adrian, will you help me spell bike? B-b. What letter?
Yes, it's correct.
B.
Why did you displace you on you this week?
So Jose, I need you to wait now because you didn't answer when I called on you. B. Listen to the sound. B. Bike. B. I. Do you see my picture here? Ready? Ready, Adrian? K, k, k. Tell me that sound. K, k. Good job, Adrian. Samuel, can you help Adrian with the next letter? Bye. Kieran, I see you raising your hand. Kieran, can you help out? We're spelling the word bike. Oh, I heard, was that you, Anderson? Or Samuel?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard K. You may use the restroom. First, I got my bike. So, if I am done with my sentence, what do I need to put at the end? Naomi, what goes at the end of my sentence? Do you remember what it's called? This is a period. Period. First, I got my bike. So, boys and girls, today, while you are writing your story, I want you to just put the beginning. So think about what your whole story is, and I only want you to do the page that has a B for beginning. So my story is about me riding a bike, and the way that I wanted to tell it was by first telling you that I got my bike, and then tomorrow I'm going to be adding the middle of my story and the end of my story. And during the middle of my story, I want to talk to you guys about where I went. So I went to the park. So I'm going to be saying that here. Next. That's the word I'm going to use. Next. I went to the park. And then for the end of my story, I'm going to tell you what I did last. So then I would put last. You guys don't need to include these yet, but I'm just showing you how I'm organizing my story. That way I make sure I don't forget anything that I'm talking about. So, first I got my bike. Next, I went to the park. Last, I rode home. So I have my 3 parts of my story. So I know that it's a complete story. Today my focus is just on the beginning. Okay, so think about what you want to tell for your story, and you're just going to start with the beginning of your story. So now I need to add a picture. So I'm going to call on a couple of students to tell me about your story that you're writing for the beginning. You're going to tell me what your story's about, and then tell me what you're putting for your first page. Okay?